Today I'm going to show you how to create this skeleton makeup look. Now this isn't your typical skeleton makeup look. I was going to do that actually when I sat down, and then as soon as I got to the eyes I was like, wait a minute, I have an idea. So I also looked online and Instagram and everywhere and got a lot of inspiration from a lot of different skeletons because believe it or not, even though we all have a skull and everything, they all look a little bit different from what I've gathered. So I'm so excited with how it turned out. So I will show you those pictures along the way as I go. So I really hope that you guys enjoy this video. I hope that you enjoy this makeup look. If you recreate it, tag me on Instagram, tag your friends so that they can see it as well, and subscribe if you aren't already, and let's just go ahead and jump into the video. So I'm showing you a couple of my inspiration pictures here. This one you can tell I loved a lot. These are the paints that I'm going to use for the whole entire video. They are from Kryolan and they are the aqua color paints. I'm beginning by feeling my orbital bone and then using this white eyeliner pencil just to trace around it, and use your orbital bone as a guide because then it's going to look the most realistic. I'm using this pencil also to outline shapes on the face, including like the side areas, and then you don't have to do the nose area and you don't have to do the mouth, but I was just doing it as a reference for me because I still had no idea what this was exactly going to look like. So you end up going over all of that stuff anyways, so you can pretty much ignore that. So then I'm going in with the white face paint from that palette from Kryolan, and I'm using this brush from MAC just to blend it all into my face. I end up doing 2 coats of this to make it a little bit more opaque, but make sure the first layer is dry before going in with the second layer. I'm using this color Bone. It's an eyeshadow from Anastasia, and I'm putting it all over the face because I want this to be more of a bone color than just dark white. I want it to be a little bit more realistic. Then I'm applying some primer. This is Painterly from MAC, and it is a paint pot, and it's just going to help so that my eyes don't crease, and it really did help. So here I decided to go with the black paint, and then I decided I'm going to do something cool, because I originally was just going to do a pretty typical black and white skeleton. So I outlined the eyes, and then I went in with that Bone eyeshadow again on a 239 brush, and I went all over the lid area. And then I went in with Blackberry from MAC on this pencil brush, and I went on the inner and outer corners, kind of created a spotlight eye, except it's going to be all matte. That's what I really loved about this look, is that it was all completely matte, no shine at all, and I really think that that packed a punch. I really liked how it looked. I carried that spotlight eye down on the bottom, almost like into the socket of the eye, and kept that under eye white and bright with that Bone shade. And you can see here I'm kind of excited about it. And then I went in with Cory eyeshadow from MAC just to blend the Bone and the Blackberry colors together. And I'm just using that same pencil brush. I believe it's a MAC pencil brush. And then I took the black paint from Kryolan again, and I'm just lightly fading it. And then with a fluffy brush, I took M928 eyeshadow from Makeup Forever. I'm sorry I forgot to show a close-up shot, but it's that deep, perfect dark purple color. I think that made the look, and I just blended that out, then reinforced that Bone shadow. With a liner brush, I'm taking Inglot gel liner, and I'm not creating a wing. I want this to be very rounded, and then I applied some black eyeliner into my waterline. This is Via Veneto from NARS. Moving on to the rest of the face, I am taking that black paint, and I'm just filling in all of these black areas here on the sides of my face, and then I'm setting it with a black eyeshadow. This eyeshadow is Corrupt from Makeup Geek, and it just helps to make it very matte, and it also helps to fill in any of the skin that's showing through. So I do the same exact thing on the nose. I fill it in with the black paint, and then I set it with the black eyeshadow, make it darker, make it matte, and you can't see any of the skin. Then with that Cory eyeshadow from MAC, I just kind of outlined everything. So I did the lines by the mouth, I did these brow furrows, and then I created like the brow bone shadow here. So I used that Cory eyeshadow. It's like a purpley gray, and then I went over it and blended it with that Bone eyeshadow from Anastasia to make it kind of blend in more, and I used a little bit of Birkin as well. I'm using that M928 eyeshadow from Makeup Forever with a little bit of black to contour the forehead, and then I'm moving on to the mouth. I'm using that black paint just to kind of outline where each tooth is going to be. And then I kind of make a curved triangle shape to make it look like a tooth. Practice on paper first before going in if you are a little unsure on it, but that will help you to be the most accurate. In between each tooth with a black eyeshadow, I'm using Makeup Geek's Corrupt. I am just defining it and making it really dark and then flicking it upwards. I really wanted it to be super wispy. For the cheekbone area, I loved Crispy's design that she created last year, so I really just mimicked that because I loved how it looked. So I am just creating that with the black eyeshadow again, and then just filling it in. I used a short shader brush for this so that it would just blend out very easily, and I made this a little bit darker and more dramatic. So I just sped that up so you could really see how I did that. And then with the teeth in the back, I just took the black eyeshadow and I made it so that they looked like they were like going into that cheekbone, socket, gum area, whatever you want to call it. And then make sure you really make it black in between each tooth, because I think that that really makes the look and really helps to make it look really dramatic and defined. And then I did the same thing with the bottom teeth, where I just kind of dragged them back into that area. So I'm going to fill in all of that, including my ear, with a black eyeshadow, and then I am making those little line ripply things just like Crispy had. I'm just using the Cory eyeshadow from MAC to do this, very similar to how we did with the brow furrows, and then I go over it with the Bone eyeshadow from Anastasia so that it looks really realistic. Then I created these cracks all along the skull. I did on the forehead, and then I did some chin action, but the chin stuff ended up looking a little crazy, but that's okay. Doesn't really matter. Moving on to the neck, I took the white aqua color paint and I just made a line down the whole like neck bone area, and then I let it dry. And then just like we did with the face, I am setting it with that Bone eyeshadow from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And then I'm taking the blackberry eyeshadow from MAC and a pencil brush, and I'm creating the bones. So think of a rectangle with rounded edges mixed with the shape of a trapezoid. That is how I got it to look the most accurate. I think I still could have did a better job, but this is what it turned out to look like. Then I'm taking the black paint and a concealer brush from Sigma, and I'm just blanking out the negative space. Just fill in that whole area there, and then I'm setting it with a black eyeshadow, that same Corrupt color from Makeup Geek. I'm just using a flat brush here, and then I'm also using that brush to go into the bones and make them look more realistic and shadowed. Then I'm taking the white paint and a concealer brush, and I'm creating the tendons. Just make sure that before you go back into your white paint again, you have to wipe your brush off every single time. Yes, it is tedious, but I promise you it will look the most, it will look the best that way. Now this is the most important step of all. Give yourself a double chin and check underneath that area that you can't see, and take your black eyeshadow and blend it in so that it's super dark black. I know that's ridiculous, but that way it's going to look the best and you don't have any skin there. So give yourself that double chin so it really looks good. Moving back to the eyes, I'm applying some mascara, just a light layer to the top and a ton to the bottom, because the lashes that I used were very wispy and flirty, and I loved these. They are from the brand Alicia Monae Beauty, and they're actually not out yet. She sent these to me and I love them, but they will be coming out soon. So yeah. Once the lashes are done, your look is now complete. So that completes everything for this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this makeup look and enjoyed the kind of like twist on the typical skeleton makeup. So give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe if you aren't already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!